So I'm looking for a quiet spot here around my house, and today I just could not find a quiet spot. But I did find this little corner here in my barn, and this is one of our little new barn kitties to keep the mice away. And guys, check out this vintage sign here behind me. This is an old sign that we kept as a souvenir. We're keeping so much junk, but I'm in the process of cleaning out my life. My husband, of course, did not want to get rid of this memento. This is when we were in the restaurant business for 14 years in Armada. If you're watching and you remember that restaurant, let me hear about it in the comments below. He started the restaurant in 1976. He was only like 27 years old. And I joined the team around 1982, and then we sold the restaurant in 1990. So it was 14 years of 7-day-a-week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was grinding, as a lot of you who are watching and maybe in the restaurant business, the food business, the bar, catering, that can really grind you. Guys, when we got into the pie business and we started that business 3 years later out of our house, I said, we're closing 1 day a week on Saturday. So that was a really unusual day for a business to close, especially a bakery. But we're open Sunday through Friday. We have a life, right? And our employees have a life. A lot of people join our company because they know we're closed on Saturday, right? And that's really unusual in the food industry. But let me jump over to Odin, you guys. He's so sweet. I've had him, we got him like the last week of June. He was 9 weeks old. He weighed 16 pounds. He was just a cute little teddy bear. A couple weeks later, I did that video for you guys. Check it out here. At that point, he had gained a few pounds and he was up to about 24 pounds. This last vet visit that I took him to weigh him for his heart medicine, he weighed 54 pounds. So he's 21 weeks old. He's still a puppy. I bet he's 60 pounds this week. He seems like he's gaining about 3 pounds a week, you guys. But I told you I really needed a livestock guardian dog because we have over 100 chickens on this little research and development pie farm. That's what I call it. It's my R&D pie farm. Dave and I want to know how food should be grown in this country. The way food is grown in this country right now, guys, that we are all pitching in and consuming is destroying the earth. It's creating a lot of carbon loss out of the soil, and we need to sequester carbon. And in order for us to sequester carbon, we as consumers need to make better choices on what we're putting in our mouth. As a food manufacturer, I'm really purchasing a lot of stuff, right? 1 million pounds of apples, 500,000 pounds of sugar. I found out that we had been purchasing GMO beet sugar from here in Michigan. I had no idea. I did a video on that. I was so mad when I found out. And we have really done a lot of, soil destructive stuff here, not only in Michigan, but in the whole country. We are releasing carbon into the atmosphere by poor farming practices. Sorry, farmers, I don't mean to insult anyone. It's just how it's been over the last 40 or 50 years with everyone using GMOs and spraying the soil with glyphosate and other pesticides and herbicides, killing the soil biology. So we need to regenerate our soil, guys. We need to change our bad practices. We can claim ignorance. We didn't know what we were doing, but we know it now. It's 2020. There's enough really great documentaries out there. There's enough research that's been done now at our universities. And I just watched Kiss the Ground, a new documentary that came out on Netflix. It's amazing, and Gabe Brown, one of my favorite guys, was featured in there, and he's a regenerative rancher in North Dakota. Check it out. I highly recommend it. It's all about sequestering carbon, rebuilding our topsoil. Farmers, we don't want you to lose your topsoil. Not for me, not for cheap food. I'm not interested in cheap, high fructose corn syrup, taxpayer subsidized GMO soybean oil. We will not use it anymore in our pie shop. We never did use high fructose corn syrup. We use corn syrup for our pecan pies. Right now, that's the only thing we use corn syrup for, but it is non-GMO and it's not high fructose. Soybean oil, we have slowly removed all of the soybean oil out of our plant because we just didn't trust that it was non-GMO. And the government says you don't have to claim it on your label. You don't have to tell the consumer if you are spraying it with herbicide. They don't need to know. What they don't know won't hurt them. Just keep that money flowing from the lobbyists to the congressmen and back over to big ag. You guys, I want out of that system. So I thought, let's start this little farm. Let's see how pasture-raised chickens should be living. So with our little farm, we use a lot of eggs, you guys, at the pie shop, and we use a lot of milk, and so we want to get milk and eggs and chicken from farmers who are restoring and regenerating their farms. We want to support you guys, so let me know. And if you're here in Michigan and you grow beet sugar and it's non-GMO, I will buy every little teaspoon I can get from you. Just let me know, you guys. I really want to help you to restore your farm and build your topsoil. I've got like 10 roosters out here because we brooded a bunch of little, eggs here during quarantine, had so much fun, and now half of them were roosters. But guys, so what I have learned on this farm is that you need to rotate your chickens probably more than once a week, probably twice a week, every 3 days. I've got 100 chickens in this little camper that I bought, this little trailer. We ripped the bottom floor out of it and we put it wire so the poop falls through to the ground when all of the chickens are roosting at night. And too much nitrogen load on the soil is not good for the soil. It's gonna burn the soil out. And as you see, I have burned out my soil in certain patches. Look at these patches. Some of this area is okay, it's gonna restore. But some of these bald spots here, this was from a year ago. I left that chicken coop there way too long. Too much heat from all that nitrogen burning the soil. So I am learning that it takes a lot more work to farm and to produce an egg that is from a happy chicken who is allowed to run around on grass. And they eat 15% of their diet is greens and grass. They forage for bugs, they flap their wings, they're out here crowing as you hear. They're running around breathing fresh air, they're not confined in a CAFO, confined animal feed operation. Let that sink in. What are we doing? What have we done, you guys? We're all gonna have to answer for that. The inhumane raising of our animals is something I believe that I as a food manufacturer will have to come face to face and answer for that. And you as a consumer buying products that are from tortured animals and confined feed operations, you're contributing to this mess as well. So with our food dollars, with every fork full that we put in our mouth, we can change the landscape of our farms. We can prevent the water pollution that conventional farmers, conventional farming practices are contributing to, polluting our water with all the runoff, releasing carbon from the soil up into the atmosphere, air pollution, soil erosion, water pollution. Guys, we need to change what we're doing, and as a food manufacturer making hundreds of thousands of pies a year, we're purchasing a lot of stuff and we're changing our purchasing habits, and we have been changing. We've done a lot of really great things over this last year that you will be happy to know. So follow our Facebook and our Instagram page, and we're gonna be letting you know about the 100% grass-fed milk that we are now purchasing from small family farms here in Michigan. We just bought an egg cracking machine, so we are cracking all of the eggs from pasture-raised family farms for all of our pumpkin and pecan pies coming up here at Thanksgiving. We're preparing, and so we're so excited about a lot of the good things that we've done here at Achatz Pie Company, and we want you to know about it. We want you to feel good about purchasing pies from Achatz Pies. So guys, Odin is doing great. He is gaining weight. Being out here every day training Odin, not to misbehave around the chickens. They're like cute little squeaky toys, guys, right? He starts chasing a chicken and they start flapping their wings and squawking. They're a fun toy, right? So I'm out here gently correcting him and trying to really mentor him, because I have to be the big dog, right? This little farm didn't have an old livestock guardian dog that would just take him under their wing and train him how to behave around the sheep and goats. It's had to be me. So for every pound that he gains, I'm losing a half a pound. So I've lost 12 pounds already since I've had Odin, just by having to get up and correct him and train him and make sure that he's doing the right thing. And so it's been good for me. I'm exhausted, but getting a new puppy, man, I can't believe it's like having a new baby. It's a lot of time. It's very time consuming if you raise them right. Right, so you got to get up just like a toddler, right? You say, come here, Odin, come. Say it twice and he doesn't come. You got to get up and go over there, right? And so it's been very joyful for me, and it's wonderful to spend time out here on my little farm. And I love observing the chickens and watching the chicken behavior. I love my sheep and goats. It's just a lot of fun, you guys, but it is a lot of work. And I believe that the farmers are going to have to be getting paid a lot more for growing our country's food than what they get paid for now. We want to get farmers off of the tax subsidized soybean and corn. We want them to be free from that welfare, and we want them to feel independent and be paid for doing such meaningful work, work that is stopping the pollution, stopping the erosion, adding carbon, stopping the carbon releasing way of farming. And we want them to be regenerative farmers where they're sequestering carbon. So guys, I'm going to include a couple links of some of the things that I've talked about. Gabe Brown, Greg Judy, two really awesome ranchers. I've talked about them before in other videos. If you don't know who those guys are, they're pretty cool. Watch that latest documentary that just came out, Kiss the Ground, on Netflix, and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to continue to talk about what I love best, and that is being a food manufacturer in business, purchasing good, high-quality ingredients, and getting farmers to get paid well for what they're doing, you guys. It's so important for me. You don't need your neighbor farmer over here going broke, producing us food, right? We don't want anyone working for free for us. So anyway, you guys, I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me today. Give me a thumbs up, share this video if you'd like. All right, bye-bye.